The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, O Lord. When the time arrived for Elizabeth to have her child, she gave birth to a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard that the Lord had shown his great mercy toward her, and they rejoiced with her. When they came on the 8th day to circumcise the child, they were going to call him Zechariah after his father. But his mother said in reply, "No, he will be called John." But they answered her, "There is no one among your relatives who has this name." So they made signs, asking the father what he wished him to be called. He asked for a tablet and wrote, "John is his name." And all were amazed. Immediately his mouth was opened, his tongue freed, and he spoke, blessing God. Then fear came upon all their neighbors, and all these matters were discussed throughout the hill country of Judea. All who heard these things took them to heart, saying, "What then will this child be?" For surely the hand of the Lord was with him. The child grew and became strong in spirit, and he was in the desert until the day of his manifestation to Israel. The Gospel of the Lord. Yeah, it's great. It's great that we get to celebrate the birth of Saint John the Baptist on his birthday. Now this, I mean, we can be a little bit flexible with the liturgical calendar, but it's interesting, right? Because this date is 6 months prior to the birth of Jesus, right? Right? Yes? June 24th to December 24th? Oh, June 24th or 25th? It's like 6 months in a day. It's not 6 months. No, because remember that, I'm sorry, I had set in the trap. It's not nice, but you will remember it. The way the dates were calculated in a previous iteration of the calendar was from the end of the month. So because there are, 30 days? So June has 30 days. I have to do it in my head. June has 30 days, but December has 31 days. So if you count from the end of the month, you get the difference between the 24th and the 25th. Oh, I don't know. It's a fun fact. I don't know what to say. St. Augustine gave some sense also when he was preaching this feast in the 4th century. He's saying, we also get this sense. So we've just had the longest day of the year, and the days now become shorter. He's making note of the kind of cosmic significance of this date, and also of the December 25th date. And he's saying, yeah, like here, what's that great line from St. John the Baptist? He must increase, I must decrease. So the decreasing of sunlight is meant perhaps to trigger in us something of the same, like he must increase, always I must decrease. Now, always I have to give, and also, of course, John is the one who points to Jesus, who identifies him as the Messiah. And I think that's kind of like what I want to leave you with today, is that that is the significance of St. John the Baptist, is that he points to Jesus as the Messiah. What does it mean that he points to Jesus as the Messiah? Jesus is the one who is going to lead the way. He's going to lead his people, he's going to lead Israel into the way of holiness and justice. He's going to lead the renewal movement that Israel was meant to be. It's what we heard in that second reading, is that this is a renewal movement. John is part of that. He's the precursor to it. We see it. His whole life is intended as preparation for the coming of the Messiah. And then he identifies Jesus as the one who will lead the renewal movement. Jesus is still leading the renewal movement today. And we're part of that movement. But it means that he has to be at our head. And we have to follow John's pointing to him. So we have to follow Jesus. And then we live so as to point him out as well. We live so in our following him, we live to identify him as Messiah at the head of God's renewal movement so as to draw all peoples into the embrace of God.